Okay, Totaro, I know you probably worked hard on this, and yes, I understand it's the best armor for a bard at my level, and I appreciate that, but I, I'm sorry, no, we're not doing the Subligaran harness. It's just not going to happen. I know it makes me look good. I don't care. We're going to go. I can't actually do my glamour plate because it's not good enough. Fine. Here. There. That's better. We can deal with this. You know what? I'm just going to do Dragoon stuff. That's all there is to it. There. Now I feel safe. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to Final Fantasy 14. And get me up here on the screen. There we go. How y'all doing this evening? Yeah. Been running through the deep dungeon. Hello, Stormy. Say hello to the cat. She's down here. She's begging for attention. I just made sure you have plenty of food and plenty of water. Don't worry, you're good. You're good for the rest of the evening. I am just off center, aren't I? That's better. Lighting's weird tonight. It's been storming all day, so nothing I can really do. The outside light has a... What do you want? What do you want, cop? Here, come up here. Grab a seat. Be healthy. Be happy. Be healthy. Be good to each other. Wait, no, that's my sign-off. No, wait. Feeling a little goofy tonight. I don't apologize. It's been a day. It's been a week. My mouth has finally stopped hurting. Which means I can talk, and I can play games, and I can see what Minfilia has to say about the Lord of Leven. Thank you for responding to my call with such haste. Rest assured, I should not have summoned you were it not urgent. I should not have summoned you? I would not. Whatever. To business then. I have received some most disturbing news from the Order of the Twin Adder. They have reason to believe that the Sylphs may have called forth their revered guardian, the Primal Ramu. I'm sorry, may have? Then it is not certain. The Elder Seedseer informs us that the elementals themselves murmur of the Lord of Leven's return to the forest. The Sylphlands, however, display no signs of undue commotion. Forgive me, Antecedent, but the fact need not contradict the elemental's testimony. Unlike his more bellicose compeers, Garuda and so forth, Ramu is reputed to act only in the defense of his children. I imagine he would soon make his presence known if any were foolish enough to directly endanger the Sylphs or their territory. The abruptness of this development concerns me. Were we not keeping a close watch on the touched ones and their movements? If preparations for a summoning ritual were indeed underway, would surely not have escaped your notice. Oh, it didn't. I was pretty sure it was going to happen, just not this soon. I beg your pardon? You foresaw this eventuality and did not to prevent it? I told Papa Limo. I suppose I could have reported things to Minfilia earlier, but there honestly wasn't much we could do except wait and see. You know how the Sylphs feel about people poking around in their territory. They already summoned Ramu once, right after the calamity. But that was because the Garleans came trampling through the forest. And so long as Castrum Orient stands, the Sylphs cannot be blamed for wishing to have their guardian deity at hand. In short, Ida and I are in agreement. The actions of the Forest Folk were inevitable and unavoidable. And I maintain that observation would have remained the best policy had it not been for the sudden influx of strangers into the Black Shroud. My lighting has decided to take a left turn here. And with it, the green screen. That's better. That, alas, we did not foresee. By all accounts, the recent violence in Ul'dah drove a number of refugees to seek safety under the concealing canopy of the trees. 'Tis like that the Sylphs perceived the panicked migration as yet another invasion, and quickened their efforts to summon their god. I'm put in mind of the Titan of the Kobolds. Once again, it is the affairs of men which have paved the way for a Primal's coming. Indeed. One cannot help but wonder what manner of place Eorzea would be without the civilizing influence of mankind. Be that as it may, this regrettable development does afford us a unique opportunity. Red, through your dealings with the Sylphs of Little Solace, you once succeeded in preventing an untimely conflict. With Gridania. I wonder, might one who has treated with the Sylphs so fruitfully in the past not achieve similar results with their patron deity? If Rama can be convinced of our intentions, it may be the first step to breaking the cycle of primal summoning. A fond hope. Were such a thing possible, we would not have been at war with the Beastmen since time immemorial. But maybe this time we can... Let us continue this discussion anon. We must needs first consult with the nation most affected by Rama's presence. The Elder Seedseer has requested your personal involvement, Red. Pray, report to Commander Hill, the commander at the Adder's Nest, as soon as you're able. Steel yourself for the worst. While I hope for a peaceful resolution to this matter, experience suggests that your meeting with the Lord of Leven will prove less than amicable. In such an event, your fellow Scions will of course lend you whatever support you require. Good time that will be better. Clicked a little too soon. Alright, well, back to Gridania. Like I said, hopefully we should be able to get through this storyline this evening. Maybe do a run or two. Maybe get a cat tail in the face. Who knows? It looks like 2 more runs for the next Kamui mount. And I'm trying to remember the order of events here because we've got a ways to go yet, but there are some milestone events. This is one of them. The Leviathan type fight was just one of them. The Shiva fight is one of them, which unlocks a dungeon as well. which I'm really looking forward to because, well, I need it for the relic quest. Snowcloak is the name of the dungeon. Not that that means anything to you now if you're new to the story. And if you are new to the story, apologies. Shiva, who has shown up in every Final Fantasy game since time immemorial, or at least 3. I'm not sure if they... I'm not sure if it was in 1. Does appear in this as a primal. That's all you're getting from me. You are going to get a little bit of game audio down, just a bit. This theme is a little loud. Oh, hello. I thought I had to. Stormy, what are you looking at? There's, as far as I know, there's nothing down there. That's a bottle of water. Please don't love up on my bottle of water. I have to drink that later. Commander, Lieutenant Green, your arrival has been most anticipated. The appearance of a primal is ever cause for alarm and unease. Though my men stand ready for any eventuality, I know of none more qualified than you to snuff out this threat. Indeed, I would have you do so without delay. The Elder Seedseer, however, would speak to you first. She is of the opinion that your diplomatic, rather than martial skills may better serve our cause. I'll leave further explanation to our learned leader. Pray, make your way to Nofka's altar. The conjurer in attendance will admit you past the lotus stand. I will take off my helmet for my meeting with the Seedseer. And, just a weapon. It's just polite when you're going into the... The other Scions have arrived already, madame. May I show you in? May I show you in?
Scions of the Seventh Dawn, on behalf of the people of Gridania, I bid you welcome. Your presence is of great comfort to us all in these days of uncertainty. I summoned you here to share tidings of a most urgent nature. But a short while ago, the great elemental spoke, and his voice was clarion in its intensity. Ramuh is returned unto the forest. Scarce had his words ceased to echo in mine ears when we were visited by an emissary from Little Solace. Our guest informs us that the Sylphs too have sensed the presence of the Lord of Levin. Though his exact whereabouts remain unknown, we may safely assume that the Primal was summoned within the heart of the Sylphlands. Unlike the other Primals you have encountered, Lord Ramuh is no raging avatar of destruction. He is revered as much for his wisdom as his strength, serving as both arbiter and guardian to his children. Given that we and the Sylphs found a way to share the Twelves Wood, it is my hope that this sagely immortal will be amenable to reason, and that conflict may be avoided. Blessed as you are with the power of the Echo, you are one of the few among us who may commune with a primal without fear of influence. I would ask, therefore, that you represent us in this most delicate of negotiations. The Twelves Wood has suffered enough. Upon this, we and the Sylphs, and I would venture Lord Ramu himself, are in perfect accord. Let us not endanger our shared home by engaging in unnecessary hostilities.
Makes sense.
Dear friend, I beseech you, safeguard the peace which exists between our peoples.
I shall do what I can.
You have my thanks. Pray make for little solace, then. A member of the Order of the Twin Adder awaits you there. He will advise you on how to find the Lord of Levin. An ill wind blows through the forest. Yet, it is not only the Twelves Wood that flinches at its coming. All the lands of Eorzea shiver in dread anticipation. Have care.
Okay, let's jump over to the Lancers Guild, because that's where this is. Little Solace can be most easily accessed from, because that's where, yes. I mean, I could teleport out to Hawthorne Hut. But this is almost as quick and, well, it is much cheaper. Lieutenant Green, I was told to expect you. I understand you go to treat with the primal Ramu himself. An unenviable task, but one for which I have no doubt you are well suited. I've been told that your fellow Scions are conducting an investigation of the area as we speak, that we might ascertain the location where the Lord of Levin might be found. I would ask that you abide here until they return with their findings. I was told that a messenger would be sent as soon as your fellow Scions finish their investigation. I do not imagine it will be much longer. This one returns, and returns with good tidings. Wise ones have finished searching, and wisely identified the precise location where the touched ones summoned Lord Ramu. Your timing is impeccable, my fluttery friend. Might you be so kind as to escort this good woman to her fellow Scions? It would be this one's pleasure, Walking One. Please, come with this one. I just realized how similar my Lalafell voice and my Sylph voice are. That is understandable because they're both short. Wait, what? I'm not sure how that follows, but it is. They're Lalafelans, not Lilliputians. Wise ones have ventured deep within the Sylphlands. These ones must proceed carefully and keep an eye out for touched ones. I was farming some hippogriff skins earlier. This one is most sorry, but this one can go no further. Draw too close to the Lord Ramu, and this one may turn mean and nasty like touched ones. And so this one must say farewell for now. Walking One will find wise ones not far from here to the south. Go in safety, Walking One. South. At one time, I think my was a lot sleepier. Papa Limo. So, it's actually you. I'm relieved. For a moment, I thought we were dealing with another one of those confounded sylph tricksters. I swear, with them wreaking havoc with their skin-changing magics, it's a wonder I was able to finish taking my measurements. Yes, it was quite the ordeal. You should have seen the look on Y'shtola's face when the one impersonating you so suddenly showed up. That's quite enough, Papalimo. My apologies. It's not like me to ramble, so... At any rate, as I was saying, I finished measuring etheric activity in the area, and am pleased to say I have reached an indisputable conclusion. To wit, that Ramu was called forth in the vicinity of the Sylph's Aetheryte. Come, Red, the Lord of Levin awaits. We could fly in there. But I do kind of like the background music here.
Betrays thee, servant of hiding. The bringer of light, bane of Ifrit, Titan, Garuda, and Leviathan. I am Ramu, guardian of the children of the forest. Thou tramplest upon sacred soil, bringer of light. By what right doth man intrude in this sanctuary of the sylphs? Gridanians proffer peace? Their words are born of delusion, thine offer an insult. Thou speakest of harmony, yet carest naught for my children's desires. They did but wish to dwell beneath these boughs in solitude. Yet even that was too much to ask of man. Thus did they turn to me for succor. The sentence I pronounce upon thy kind is just. Redanian or Garlean, it matters not. The good intent of one excuseth not the misdeeds of the other. Thy conflict have brought naught but anguish and misery unto the forest. All blame doth lie with the darkness that resideth in the breast of man. Whence sprung this calamitous seed? In the beginning no such duality existed. Were light and dark given form when man was born?
Ooh. Spoilers.
It would explain much. Not least why strife and sorrow follow ever in thy wake. Thou canst not deny the urgings of thine own nature. Knowing that thy mere presence here portendeth tragedy, wilt thou persist in this pretense of peacemaking? Thou bearest the crystal which I bestowed upon my wayward charges. That they should entrust so precious a gift to thee. Thou standest apart from thy kin. Thou art the bringer of light, aye. But there is something more in thee.
A smile better suits a spoiler.
Very well. I shall consider thy proposal, shouldst thou survive my trial. If thou wouldst champion the cause of harmony, I must have proof that thou art fit to play the role. Wither mine ire, and prove to me thereby that thou hast strength enough to stay the darkness which threateneth to consume thee. Yet if thou shouldst be found wanting, know that all men shall perish in the storm of my judgment. Come to me, bringer of light. I shall await thee on the field of battle.
Urianger, it is rare indeed to find you so far from a tome.
The Lord of Levin himself. Never till this day had I looked upon his visage, save in painted renderings made faint by time. Ever shall this scene remain etched in my mind's eye. Beg pardon, my lady. I must beg thine aid on a point of research. If thou art resolved to face Lord Ramu, I would ask thy leave to observe the event.
A striking tree. Hard. Now accessible. All right. Well, guess I'm going to the striking tree. And this may take a while. It is a full party. And to be perfectly honest, I don't remember this fight. I remember Leviathan. I've done Leviathan plenty of times. You jump in. Holy crap. That was quick. I was expecting another 5 minutes. Okay, well, let's see how this goes. And my apologies to folks that are waiting for the cinematic. Like I say, it's been a hot minute since I've seen old Beardy come in. Don't know what the guy's supposed to do. No clue what I'm actually doing. It appears to be going well. Hooray! Okay.
I have taken thy measure, bringer of light. And I judge thee a worthy champion. The task of excising the sin that hath taken root in man's heart is thine. Shrink not from employing thy strength in service to the forest and the wider realm beyond. Like hungering shadows do the enemies of harmony gather, and meekness will but feed them. If man is to be delivered from the dark, it shall be by thy guiding light alone. Stray not from the path, for if thou dost, thy people shall be truly lost.
Thou hast slain the Lord of Levin. A regrettable act, but a necessary one.
Did you find what you needed to?
In witnessing thy struggle, the truth hath been revealed unto me. If I mistake not, it may yet prove a chink in the eternal armor of the Assyrians. But let us conclude our present business. I shall expound upon my findings at the Rising Stones anon.
And away we go. That was a lot quicker than I thought it would be. Didn't agree. You have returned. Dare I ask how Ramu received your visit? He challenged you to a test of arms. It is well, then, that you have some experience in such matters. The peoples of both Gridania and Little Solace will be relieved to hear that the Lord of Levin has accepted you as the forest champion of peace. You have performed a monumental duty this day, Lieutenant Green. The Elder Seeds here must be informed of your deeds at once. The Elder Seeds here will wish to hear of your experiences firsthand. Pray, return to Gridania and make directly for the Lotus Stand. The conjurer at the Nafka's altar will be expecting you. Fare you well, Lieutenant Green. So yeah, we'll teleport back. We can afford to teleport back. Okay, and this way. Of course, I moved my camera directly over that window that I tried to open. Welcome back, honored Scion. We who knew of your mission have been most anxious to see you return. The Elder Seats here awaits you within.
You are returned to us, dear friend, and none the worse for bearing the heavy burden which I did press upon you. Most glad am I of this. I am informed that your efforts to negotiate a peace with Lord Ramu ended in conflict. Pray tell me, what befell? Ramu made trial of you? I fear there is truth to his claim. It is the darkness within us that attracts the darkness without. It cannot be denied that misfortune follows man. For evidence, one need only look to the conflict brewing in Cartano, or to the rising flood of refugees. Our shared struggle against the Empire should have served to seal our union. Yet the ties which bind the Alliance strain under the weight of gross self-interest. As the scars of the calamity begin to fade, so too does our sense of common purpose. Yet now is scarce the time to forget our shared responsibility. If this new-sprung realm is to survive beyond its infancy, it must needs be nurtured by all. Eorzea must be as one. Yet I fear that dream is still far off. On behalf of the people of Gridania, and the elementals both, I thank you for all that you and your fellow scions have done. Full oft have I been compelled to look to you for aid of late, and offered all too little in return. As leader of this nation, I shall endeavor to prove a more worthy ally to your cause henceforth. Lord Ramu has departed, yet the keening of this ill wind grows no less insistent. Voices of the forest, pray speak and I shall listen. What unseen evil begets this unease in my heart?
Thus ends another daunting mission, eh, Red? I'd hoped Lord Ramu could be persuaded with words alone, but nonetheless I can only admire the adroitness with which you responded to the Primal's sudden challenge. And it seems that Urianger, too, was pleased with the outcome. What say you, Red? Shall we gather back at the Rising Stones and ponder the lessons of the day? Sounds like a plan. Monsieur Papa. Welcome back, Red. A word of your momentous encounter with Lord Ramu precedes you. I would fain share news of my own, but Urianger's discoveries must take precedence. Upon witnessing your defeat of the Lord of Leven, our learned companion was struck with a profound insight regarding the nature of the Ascian's immortality. Let us assemble and discuss his observations together.
If everyone is ready, let us begin. Urianger, the floor is yours.
As all here assembled now know, in its final hours as our Order's headquarters, the Waking Sands did play host to a most unexpected visitor. I speak of the Ascian clad in white, Elidibus. Unwelcome though his presence was, his words that day did serve to confirm a truth long suspected, that the Ascians are eternal beings, to whom physical destruction is as a temporary inconvenience.
In the intervening time, Urianger and I have striven to discover means by which the Ascians might more permanently be slain.
And 'tis my belief that we have found the thread that will allow us to unravel the twisted skein of their existence. In the moments prior to Leviathan's most recent manifestation, the Sahagin elder who summoned him was observed to undergo some manner of ascension. The etheric readings taken by Y'shtola at the time of this transfiguration have proven most enlightening.
The disruption to the flow of ether was sudden and dramatic. So tangible was the agitation, I scarce had need of my goggles.
The significance of Y'shtola's readings might better be understood in the context of mine own, taken at the instant of the Lord of Levin's demise. Unlike the Primal, the Sahagin was not subject to etheric dissipation.
Before discussing our new discoveries, it may benefit us all to recall what we know of etheric behavior.
It'll be a few minutes. PowerPoint. We can hug the kitty.
Let us begin at what some might call the end. When we who dwell in the material realm die, our spirits dissolve into the flow of ether and are returned to the ethereal realm. In turn, the restless energy which suffuses that plane streams back into our world, giving rise to new life.
'Tis as the heavens did decree, the way of all mortal souls. Twixt this world and the next do the ethereal currents swirl, bearing the very essence of life. Thus doth the cycle of birth, death, and rebirth continue unabated.
Makes sense so far.
Primals behave somewhat differently. In order to manifest and then maintain a physical presence in this realm, they must consume vast quantities of ether, most often in the form of crystals. Though they may seem to live, their flesh is but ether given shape. Thus, a defeated primal leaves behind no broken corpse. Rather, the essence of its form seeps back into the land whence it came, and the energy of its shattered spirit is called back to the ethereal realm.
And there it waiteth, till next the prayers of the faithful do draw it forth from the sea of ether, to take their offering of crystals and make for itself a new body.
Which brings us on to the third group, the so-called immortals. They exist in a manner all their own.
Quite. Even as the Sahagin elder fell to the Admiral's musket shot, I witnessed the release of an ethereal cloud, which immediately took possession of a nearby minion.
A soul that dissipateth not upon the death of the flesh.
The secret of life everlasting. And in the claws of a Sahagin, no less. But I wonder, what would happen to one of these obstinate spirits, should there be no suitable host for it to claim?
If mortal death entails a return to the ethereal realm, it seems doubtful that the soul of an immortal would venture there.
Nay, it merely withdraweth the distance, unto the shore of the ethereal sea, perchance, but no further.
Yes, it exists in neither this realm nor the next, abiding instead in the space that lies between them. The Ascians took control of Thancred by means of a crystal of darkness, an artifact which, if our theories are correct, serves as a gateway to the place I have just described.
I was hoping people had forgotten about that.
I am sorry, my friend.
For a mercy, the weary road of our research hath brought us unto an answer.
The Sahagin ascended to an immortal state, but he did not possess a crystal of darkness through which to flee this realm. Thus was he consumed by Leviathan. If we could entrap the spirits of defeated Ascians in like manner, and thereby deny them resurrection...
Therein lieth the path to victory. Thou art most perceptive, my lady. Only when we have trapped the bodiless soul within an ethereal prison can we hope to defeat its unnatural constancy. Thus might even an eternal paragon be consigned to oblivion.
These feats are, of course, far easier said than done. At present, we lack a viable means to entrap and extinguish an Ascian soul. Yet, I believe it to be possible. The pieces of the puzzle lie before us. We have but to put them together.
I will depart at once to convene with the sages of Sharlayan. Together shall we divine the steps by which our goals may be achieved.
I have the utmost faith in you, Archon.
Beg pardon, antecedent, but I would raise one final matter. Even now, a Sharlayan survey party seeketh to ascertain the fate of the students of Baldessian. Their findings shall soon be known to us. Though you harbor feelings of dread, I bid you surrender not to sorrow, but abide instead in hopeful prayer.
I shall, Archon. Thank you.
Get to my thought in a moment. The Lord of Levin has returned to Ether as Leviathan before him. Rama's acquiescence was most intriguing. Inferno, Vortex, Bag, World, and Levin. All have now been humbled by the bringer of light. Oh, the limitless potential of man, hidden in the servant grows mightier by the day. Yet she prospers at great cost to her mistress, whose strength is all too finite. No, try that again. Yet she prospers at great cost to her mistress, whose strength is all too finite. 7 times have the masses survived the rejoining, but their souls are grown weak and wan. Yet, even as it innovates, the Order empowers our master. All that remains is to nurture the strength of the gifted, to forge the final key. And it is to that task to which we bend our every effort. Divine seeds ever want to quicken in Eosia's fertile soil. We need only lead men to the field, and by their eager hands shall a new deity arise. That which was shattered shall be made anew, and the one true God shall come again. Now the matter of Ramu has, for the present, been put to rest, there is something I would show you, Red. It is a letter of thanks, signed by the leaders of the Eorzean Alliance, acknowledging the Scion's tireless service to the realm. It mentions, in particular, the names of all the defeated primals: Ifrit, Titan, Garuda, Good King Mogomog the 12th, Leviathan, and now Ramu. Needless to say, there is only one among our number to have faced them all. And though these words of gratitude were addressed to our order as a whole, I feel that they were meant for you above all others. I, too, must offer my heartfelt thanks for all that you have done. In the course of your duties, you have never once failed to answer my call to arms. You are a true hero, Red. Eorzea is that much safer for your presence. Pray, do not misunderstand me. I said safer, not safe. I know only too well that we can ill afford to lower our guard. The Ascians may be relied upon to sow chaos in the realm until such time as they are forced to stop. Why, even without their encouragement, you may be assured that man would foment strife on his own, and that is to say nothing of the beast tribes. Unless we learn to live in harmony, the primals too will return to plague us again and again and again. And yet, despite of all this, your deeds serve to inspire the people, to give them hope for a better tomorrow. And there is no greater gift. That we have the courage to strive for what might otherwise seem an impossible peace. We owe in no small part to the dangers you have faced on our behalf, and the people you have won over to our cause in so doing. Our list of enemies has ever been long, but think of the allies with whom we are now blessed. Of the sylphs of Little Solace, who wish not of conflict. Of the Alamegans and the Domans who stand with us, determined to halt the dread march of the Empire. And then there is Sid and the Fellowship of Noah, racing to unlock the mysteries of ancient Alag that we might be spared the horror of another Ultima weapon. Of course, when speaking of our greatest allies, we must not forget those closest to us, by which I mean our fellow scions. Thanks to their many and varied talents, our order is uniquely equipped to combat the far-reaching corruption of the Asians. And combat it we shall. Your enthusiasm is... Missed that one. Can I see the... Yes, I can. Ha! Your enthusiasm is truly heartwarming, Mastadon. Given our embarrassing wealth of allies, I trust it will not inconvenience you unduly if I absent myself for a time? Alpha, no. I take it the troubles in Ul'dah no longer require your attention? There are yet some rumblings of discontent, but the air of simmering violence is largely dissipated. 'Tis to report such that I stand before you now. That, and to speak with you concerning the new organization we discussed. I have a message for you from, you recall the refugee girl? The one whose parents were missing? They were found unharmed. She wished me to pass on her thanks to you. Why, Alpha, no. Am I to understand that you made the effort to remember the poor girl's name? I look forward to reading all about her in your report. I do hope you left nothing out. Red, you have been away from Revenant's Toll for some time now, I believe. Might I suggest that you put the affairs of the realm to one side for the moment and take this opportunity to reacquaint yourself with the town? Which reminds me, one of the Doman children recently inquired as to your whereabouts. Yozen was his name. I believe he has some small matter he wishes to share with you. Why not oblige him with a visit? While I do that, I am going to go ahead and queue up for an alliance raid. Like I said, I'd like to do 2 tonight before we wrap up. Pick up a new Yozen. Let's do this quick. Look, it's Miss Red. She's back from her adventures. We heard you were off fighting primals and that they're some of the strongest enemies you could ever face. I wish I could have seen you in battle. Anyway, we all want to be heroes too, so we finally formed our very own Doman Adventurers Guild to protect all the Domans. Oh, do you think you could train us today, Miss Red? Maybe you could show us how you fought the primals. What's all this commotion then? Honestly, my favorite guy in the whole... My favorite side character. Mr. Boulder, Mr. Goldenet, did you know that Miss Red is back? Hello, Hoary Boulder. So it would seem. Welcome home, Red. My companion and I but recently became full members of the Scions. I believe proper introductions have yet been made. I'm known as Hoary Boulder, and this bookish fellow is Goldenet. Though we remain largely unproven as adventurers, we've taken it upon ourselves to instruct the Doman younglings in the arts of combat. I told you, Mr. Boulder, we're not younglings anymore. We're adventurers. And we were just asking Miss Red if she could give us some special training. I think we're ready to hunt monsters alongside her, don't you? Well, you certainly have been diligent with your drills, but I'm afraid that fiends of Mordon are still ever so slightly too dangerous for you. Skip the cutscene. So, basically, since we got cut off by the roulette, Hori and the Colton Head have taken them under their wing, and we've decided to do a little sparring with Mr. Boulder. Circus Tower Group A. Okay, the Halloween I like. Thank you, Lord Beefcake. You are one large ninja. Don't think, yeah, I didn't get out of that one. Defeat Scylla. Remember? Okay, no, this one we don't have to worry about the portals. We just have to load up. We have to beef. Glacia labolus. Oops. I managed to get caught. Okay, so now we know what happens when you get punted into the... Make sure you don't have, Yeah, I was afraid that was going to happen on that one. Um, so that happens sometimes when you play on an epileptic meteor, or call, whatever. If you place it too close to where the boss is standing, the basically the pathing for the how you want to say the path, the lines for of the line of sight gets messed up. Okay, there we go. GG's. Commend your healers. Okay, so to go back to the cutscene that we had to jump out of, Yozen said, "And we were just asking Miss Red if she could give us some special training. I think we're ready to hunt monsters alongside her, don't you?" Well, you've certainly been diligent in your drills, but I'm afraid the fiends of Mordon are still ever so slightly too dangerous for you. I have a counter proposal. What if I were to cross swords with Red? A demonstration of skill at arms, if you will. Ori, if I didn't know you better, and I do, I'd say we're merely seeking to test yourself out against the legend. Well, mayhaps I am, but what matters the motive when the children stand to learn so much from the lesson? So we're going to go wander out east of Revenant's Toll. And we're going to do a little 1v1 with Ori Boulder. Do a little sparring, is it better? And it looks like I'm not the only one that's doing it at the moment. So good luck, Shion. It was good of you to agree to this, Red. I trust you're ready. And now we're back at level 50. So none of my special moves are going to work. All right, though. Very well. Let's not keep the younglings waiting any longer. Ori, are you sure you wish to fight her alone? That is red, you face. What better way to test my mettle? Pray allow me to attempt the first round unaided. After all, 'twas this hero's legend that led me to join the Scions to begin with. Without Red to inspire my efforts, I wouldn't be half the warrior I am today. Your point is well made, but remember this. This is for the children's sake as well as your own. Should it appear the contest will end too swiftly, I shall add my spells to your blade work. Hello. You haven't begun yet, have you? Didn't know who that's actually supposed to be. Ida? Who are all these people? When I heard about your sparring match, I told everyone I could find. Thought you could use a crowd to cheer you on. Yes, and there is still more to come. When I mentioned Red's name, the reaction was quite enthusiastic. Why, my own popularity seems but a sickly shade in comparison. You best claim victory, Bringer of Light. Your burgeoning reputation's at stake. Well, our teacher won't be beaten so easily. He's a master swordsman. You can win, Mr. Boulder. We shall soon see. Kitty. Kitty. Kitty down. On your guard. Winsome smile. Oh, I gotta get a little quick closer. Such power. The tails barely do you justice. Mr. Boulder won't lose, will he? Not over yet. It can't be. Aye, the children have the right of it. This time I join the fray. On your feet, Hori. Bold now. Oh no, he looks hurt. Ms. Red is so strong, but you can't give up, Mr. Boulder. Disappoint the younglings. I must admit defeat. It was an honor and a privilege. Never have I faced such strength. But the lesson must continue. 'Tis your example I must follow. Not surrender to an implacable foe. Yeah, you have bested me. I yield. That was incredible! You beat them both at the same time! We knew you wouldn't lose, Red. None can defeat the Guardian of Eorzea. Now I see why they send you to deal with the primals. I have much work to do if I ever to attempt the same. You kind of like the purple outfit. Impressive as always, Red. It is ever a pleasure to witness the spectacle of your martial prowess. I noticed how you're standing uphill there, Alfie, feeling short. And judging by the smiles on those many faces, they too appreciate the hard-won strength that keeps the perils of the realm at bay. Guardian of Eorzea. Yes, that is a most fitting title. Do you recall when we first met? 'Twas at the memorial service for the Battle of Cartano. At the time, I was yet attempting to understand this land of Eorzea. I sought to grasp the reason why grandfather willingly sacrificed himself to protect it. I shall speak plainly. My initial impressions were less than favorable. Dire problems abounded, and yet the effort I saw expended toward their solution was haphazard and half-hearted. I thought Eorzeans a foolish and childish people. Considering the shambles their home was in, I would not have been surprised if some had chosen to swear allegiance to Gaius and the order he proposed to enforce. The Legatus' single-minded military invasion precluded any such switching of loyalties, of course. Were it not for a desire to continue grandfather's legacy, I would have abandoned the realm to its fate long ago. The threats were too many, the nations too self-involved and unstable. It was you who convinced me the salvation of Eorzea was possible. It was you who taught me, through countless acts of bravery, that what my grandsire sought to preserve was not the land, nor its history, nor any single nation. It was the people. These wonderful, often infuriating, stubborn people that suffer blow after terrible blow, only to drag themselves back to their feet to face another day. Though he never put such feelings into words, I believe grandfather's admiration for this inextinguishable courage grew into a fervent wish. A wish to aid Eorzea and its inhabitants in charting a course for the future. A wish that has now become my own. I too will endeavor to take up the mantle of the Guardian of Eorzea and champion these people who toil towards a better world. Our cause, however, is not a simple one. The troubles that plague us are of a scale that cannot be solved by the Scions of the Seventh Dawn alone. No, what is needed to tackle the root of the primal threat, and effectively counter the schemes of the Ascians, is a new, expanded organization that operates beyond the limitations of nations and borders. If you would aid me in building such an organization, then pray, let us... Sorry. Had a fly. If you would aid me in building such an organization, then Pray, let us continue this discussion back within the walls of the Rising Stones. And now, I suppose, let's queue up one more time. Great. I must thank you again for agreeing to our bout. I must thank the gods it was not a duel to I must thank the gods it was not a duel to the death. I will, however, cherish the lesson of each scrape and bruise as I work to better my swordplay. Colton, eh? I thought the idea foolish at first, but it seems that Sparta match well served its purpose. Why, I can hardly wait to return to my studies to seek and improve upon my technique. No, this won't do at all. Then I'll have to... Oh, hello, Red. If you don't mind, I'm terribly busy at the moment. Our dome farming methods have been adopted here on the frontier. It is too early yet to know if they will prove to be effective. Oh my. This will not do at all. It's 8 o'clock and it's not even 8 o'clock yet and I'm yawning here. How am I doing on tombstones? I'm getting close to topped off. Now, what am I actually doing? That's a good question. I think I'm to a good stopping point in the MSQ. So, yeah, I'm going to turn and... because next is the formation of the crystal braves. And, yeah, I may be, how you want to say... procrastinating just a bit to start it. That's fine. I mean, the squadron has returned from their deployment. Pray, look over the report, Commander. They're all level 7 now. Let's see here. The recruits have appeared to carry out their task in a sufficiently competent manner. You'd be surprised at how many privates manage to lose their way on the simple patrol route. In any case, small successes like these will improve the unit's cohesion and help sharpen their individual skills. Now let's start talk training. Specialized instruction will improve the abilities of individual recruits, but its main purpose is to encourage the growth of the squadron as a whole. When you decide that the squadron skills could use some sharpening, check the regiment board for a list of available training courses. As much as I champion learning through doing, there are some things that need to be taught if the troops are to handle the tougher deployments. The more you bleed during training, the less you'll bleed on the field, as my own drill sergeant used to say. If we want the squadron to be the most elite unit in the Order of the Twin Adder, we best not neglect their military education. Okay, so regiment board. Go like this. And that'll be done in an hour. Circus Tower again. Okay, this is not easy, cat. You gotta get off my hand. Game is not difficult, but it's exponentially harder when you have a cat laying on your left hand. You know, the one on WASD. I've got Ancient Tomb and, where are you going? Now, that could have went better. I'm in B. So, where the hell did my cursor go? No. Can I get an Asuna, please? And thank you. Thank you. Medical one, it's fine. I need you to be anywhere but on my hand, cat. I love you, but yeah. Sorry, you kept laying on my fingers. I need those to steer. Okay. That should be far enough that, shit. We've got a couple cutsceners. This one's getting a little spicy. Or at least a little spicier than I care for. Stay on the... Jeez. Player commend, yeah, White Mage. You survived. Oh my. I don't want those breaches. Okay. Well, that was a trip. And that was 32 tomestones, which means I should be able to buy another mount. Haha, yay, mounts. Wow, that almost came out. That almost came out is I love getting mounted, and wow, that would have been... Okay, so... Got the Reveling, got the Blissful, got the Legendary, got the Auspicious, got the Lunar, got the... So then I need two more. The Euphonious. $28 for this one. And then we start working on the Fegwimmer, I think. Ooh, no. Next godliness. Gotta get the broom. Gotta get the broom. Yeah, gotta get the broom. So let's take a step outside. Okay, so our next one is the Euphonious. Can we? And the Euphonious, can we? Says, having sacrificed its life to save its master, this magnificent canine was spared the pull of the life stream by the auspicious Suzaku, and her scarlet flames of rebirth. Yes, yes, that's the spirit that will... I like. So, that's it for tonight. We've been going for just over 2 hours without a break. Wow. Plan for tomorrow. I think Actually, no. Plan for tomorrow. I'm going to go through and try and hit 50 with the archer. Because why not? My archer is, or my bard, excuse me, is at level 35. Or level 37. This really does have that speedy look from Green Arrow. But that's beside the point. Update the gear set. Yes. Take a look at the glamour dresser. Gauntlets of maiming? I don't have. I do have. I think glamour plates. Did I have? Okay, that's the demon stuff. That's the guardian stuff. Okay, so guardian breaches and maiming. And then we can edit the glamour plate with number 6 to put on the guardian breaches. Save it. And yeah. So, like I said, tomorrow morning, bright and early. Let's sit up. Cat, hello. Sit up. Tomorrow morning, bright and early, we're going to lean back just a little bit. Tomorrow morning, bright and early, we will hop in and start doing dungeons with the bard, just to keep things rolling, and get it up to level 50. Other than that, day's wide open. We may go back and catch up on some of those class quests. We may do a lot of things. But we may also not. So if it looks like I'm looking down and to my left, down to my right, it is, because that's where the second. Weep. There, how about that? That's better? That's better. Yeah. I will, that's the plan for first thing tomorrow. For tonight, though, it's been good to see you. It's been great to have you. Hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. Check the socials, check the thing. Facebook.com, not, yeah. Well, Facebook.com/DGH Gaming. There's not a lot there. YouTube.com for the VODs. Twitch for the stream tomorrow morning. Be good to each other. We'll see you next time.